Researchers in the Italian city of Cremona are combining centuries-old craftsmanship with new technology to understand how traditionally designed instruments project sound. Part of their plan is to build an AI-designed violin by early 2022. NTD's Joy Duguid has the details.
Researcher Sebastian Gonzalez was studying physics and computer simulations. But when his in-laws introduced him to violin making, he was hooked. That's when he decided to apply computer simulations to the manufacturing process. Gonzalez started with a 3D scan of the famous Messiah violin, created by the 17th century violin legend Antonio Stradivari. Gonzalez hopes to understand how the iconic violin makers of 300 years ago were able to craft their instruments and why these techniques still work today.
The Messiah is one of the most important violins in the world because it's been in pristine shape for 300 years. And we use that as a base in which to create a parametric model.
Gonzalez and his colleagues are also analysing the instrument's top plate. For that, they're using an impact hammer and an accelerometer. This allows them to study the resonance of the instrument, its frequencies, and how it vibrates differently than others. The impact hammer is moved to different points across the top plate. With a light push, the accelerometer records the data. They hope their work will help them predict how a violin's sound is projected, depending on the instrument's shape. Violin makers have always had some knowledge of how sound flows from their instruments, but this approach is more data-driven.
I think violin makers are more afraid than we are. I don't think we're gonna destroy anything. It's not our goal to make robots to create violins, it's to understand.
Their research paper was published in the journal Nature Scientific Reports this year. Using data gathered by the project, Gonzalez plans to eventually build a violin using artificial intelligence. He hopes it will be completed by the beginning of next year. Joy Duguid, NTD News.